You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and today, just like any other time, we have another special guest. We have a good friend coming back again. It's that time of the year. We have a big event, the King. We have Danielle Gulley. She is back on the scene in the studio. She has a big event for this amazing play that if you don't know about it by now, she's been warming the seat up for you. So you need to understand that this is a big thing coming Saturday, December 14th at Summit Church. 2 show times at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. First and foremost, Danielle Gulley, thank you for your time this morning. How are you doing?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I am amazing. I'm doing great.
I know you're busy because this show has been growing. The cast, everybody, the venue, the response from the viewers. Just kind of take us back through the history of how this play first got started and how it's been able to grow over the years.
Yeah, you're right. It has. It's every single year it takes on a whole different light, a different meaning, and it's really interesting, especially this year, which I'll get back to. How did it start? I was the fine arts director in the DMV area and the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Several years ago, and started writing. I was there, a fine arts director. And I wanted to write something that the whole church could go to, but also people that were outside of the church. I wanted to do something creative. And I was just sitting down one day and I was just writing, and this whole concept came to me. And that's where it was birthed. It was birthed in that area. And then once my husband, he was deployed to Afghanistan, he's in the Army. And I moved us back to Texas and while he was deployed. And then we put it up here in Texas for the first time in 2019. And the response was unbelievable. At that time, we were at a school. When we did the production, we did 2 productions. And then a couple years later, we went even bigger and we had David and Tamala Mann. We did it at the Real Life Amphitheater in Selma. And this year, it's grown even more from a production standpoint, the quality of actors, the local actors, the production, the music production, everything in this show has grown immensely over the last 2 years. So backed by popular demand, we will be back December 14th at the Summit Church, which is an amazing venue for us. The foundation of the Summit Church, because everything that I do and everything that I write and produce is faith-based, it's just ideal for us to be there. It's a great opportunity for people to, number one, see their venue and see what their ministry is about, but be able to see this show, and it feels very intimate.
When people see what happens on stage, rarely do people get to see what actually happens in the building process when you are wearing many hats and you have to control different personalities and you have to make sure that the play goes on.
Yes.
Kind of give the audience a little insight on just over the years being able to fine-tune not just the brand, because Perpetualinnovations is your company, what it's like to actually trust people in certain leadership roles to deliver as you're trying to hold on to your baby, your vision.
Right. And, and it is. I mean, not just Perpetualinnovations or the King. Those are parts of the vision. And the King definitely is my baby. It's one of those shows that I said, man, God, you just deposited a whole lot of amazing creativity within me. Over the years, I've been blessed to have people that are a part of my team that believe in me and believe in the vision. And I think Carl Payne, he was just here this past weekend rehearsing with the team, and he said it best. He said that it's ministry and it's bigger than us. It's bigger than the individuals. And he's back not because of the pay and not because of the notoriety and not because of him, but because of the relationship that we've established over the years. And I think that's super important, when you're in this business, that you establish and you really build the relationships that you you come in contact with. Every person that you meet is not going to be somebody that's going to be instrumental in your journey, but those that are, cultivate those. My team, once again, they just support me. They believe in the vision that I have for spreading the gospel through the arts. And they have bought into it, and they are hook, line, and sinker. And so they've gotten to know me over the years. They know my expectation. They know that I am a perfectionist in many areas. So if I release you to go forth and do whatever you need to do, it's because I truly trust you with that. And I know that you understand what we're doing.
Once again, listen to our Refocused Radio, talking to our guest today, Danielle Gulley. Go to her website, daniellegulley.com. And we're talking about The King, the play that's coming soon, San Antonio, December 14th at Summit Church. Showtimes will be at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Before we get more information, how people can get tickets and stuff later on in the show, kind of touch on what was the process like putting the cast together, because I know you have some pretty big names in this play.
Man, we did auditions, I think, back in June for the local cast. And I always like to give the locals an opportunity to be a part of the productions, especially when we're infusing in people of note. They have an opportunity to really learn from them. And we really are like one big happy family. We spend a lot of time together over months of learning, and it's ups and downs. Some people I handpick, and some people actually audition, and they are visually what I saw in the character when I was writing it. So, and then we have some people that are returning, and that's been great. 2 years ago when we did the show, it was my first time working with Grace Williamson, who is a local, and she is dynamic. She's unbelievable. So of course, there was no audition necessary. I was like, Grace, I need you to come back. And she did. And you had mentioned earlier that there's so much more than just what people see on stage. That's true. We've been working the musical aspect, because every song in this production is an original. So all songs have been written. It's singing dialogue. So if you weren't singing it, you could say it. That requires us to do a lot of pre-production before we ever start rehearsals, because everybody needs the music, and then you have to work with the choreographers, and now they have to put together all the choreography prior to rehearsals, so that way everybody can have the allotted time that they need to really rehearse, practice, and perfect what they're doing. So it's a lot of behind the scenes from the production standpoint, as well as from just administrative, booking flights, hotels, getting your partners, and rehearsal locations. It goes all the way down to craft services when you're in rehearsal. Are they drinking water? Are they drinking Gatorade? It's a lot of moving parts that you have your hands in, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy it.
You've been able to work with a lot of important, I would say, very important people, almost pioneers in multiple different industries, from entertainment to music. What have you been able to gain from those prior experiences that kind of help shape the structure you have for building your teams and giving them the roles that they have to help this come to life?
When I've worked with I would say celebrities, for a lack of a better word, celebrities, one thing that I've learned from them is they're regular people, and they've just been blessed to be able to grow in their area of gifting. So remaining humble, no matter what, even though I've worked with a lot of legends, they typically come across very humble and very kind. And so sometimes what we'll see on the local level, sometimes we have more divas that are local than the celebrities. So it's really keeping us grounded and really understanding that, hey, if God kissed your opportunity, don't blow it by being, just this horrible person to work with. Because many times, I believe I heard this saying that your talent can get you where your character can't keep you. So I think that's very important, to allow your character and your talent to be equally matched versus you being very, very talented, but very difficult to work with. So what I try to do a lot of times with the people that I'm working with that may not be knowledgeable about the industry is give them as many nuggets as I can, to where if they're not just working with me and they work with someone else in the industry, that they've learned the basic foundation of what they should be doing, how they should act, how they should move, what are the proper protocols. Because I want people to win, man. If you are in my production, after you leave my production, I want you to soar. Yeah. I want you to soar. So it's just a foundation for people, and I'm excited to be a part of their journey.
Let's talk about the actual play. You have some Christmas favorite characters in the play. Kind of touch on that for the audience. And you also have a blend of singing and dancing incorporated in the play as well.
This is Broadway coming to San Antonio. This show is just so fun, and it's so amazing. So yeah, some of the characters that we have in this show is an adaptation of Grinch, Santa Claus, and Scrooge. So we have our own little flavor on it, but it's all about going to see the king, but there's a journey. So it is family friendly. This show is great for children, for families, for individuals. It really doesn't matter. You can bring everybody. It's definitely child friendly. But there's so many great messages. This young lady, the main character, is Nikki, and she is battling with whether or not she has, or if she has purpose, and if so, what is her purpose? And so many times during the holidays, people get sad and down and depressed because sometimes either they've lost loved ones, or, they're lonely, or the holidays just don't mean the same thing for them as it does for other people. And Nikki, our main character, is such a reflection of that. So as she's thinking about it and she's in her feelings, within the scene, she gets swept into her soul, and her soul takes her on this journey to really discover herself and her purpose. And along her journey, she meets Grinch, Scrooge, and Santa Claus, and they take this journey with her to go and meet the king. And it's just, again, it's a lot of fun. You get a chance. It's a lot of great nuggets in this show. And we have some other characters that are a part of her personality. Grace, doubt, knowledge, and joy. So if you're thinking about yourself, you have all these different things within you, and how are they activated at different times? So it's just this great magical journey that we're going to take the audience on from start to finish with awesome choreography, amazing singing, but this storyline is unbelievable.
When you're producing and making plays like The King, what are your ways of incorporating entertainment, making it more fun, appealing for the crowd, but also keeping that spirituality that you always incorporate in the storyline?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, when I'm writing it, I often say that when I'm writing, it's inspired by God, and that's true, because I will start writing and the characters kind of take on a life of their own. So even after I've written the production, and then we have our little round tables with the cast, and we're reading the script, and we start developing backstories for each of the characters, the story, even to me, as the writer, begins to unfold. And I see things in maybe Act 2, Scene 2, that help support something that was in Act 1, Scene 1. It's unbelievable to me how that works out. And I know it sounds crazy because I'm writing it, I should know, but the characters really do speak to me. And I'm praying before I even start. So it's guided and directed in a spiritual sense. I know where I want to end up, but I don't know the journey in which I'm going to take as a writer to even get to the final destination. So for me, that creative process is so unbelievable and fun for me to even be on that journey. And at different times of my day, I may hear something, especially if we have to write something specific to a character, a song. I may hear something at the oddest part of my day and say, oh my gosh, I got it. And then I'll record it on my voice memo, and then I'll contact my production team and say, hey, this is an idea. Let's go from there. And I send them the craziest stuff. I send them like melodies. Like I may say something like, okay, write something that sounds and then they'll come back and it'll be something amazing. So the process is kind of funny. I think if we were behind the scenes really exposing everything that happens behind the scenes to make it get to the stage and for people to see what they see.
Once again, listen on Refocused Radio. Talking to our guest today, Danielle Gulley. You go to her website, danielgulley.com. You can get tickets there because it's all about the King. Saturday, December 14th at Summit Church. Showtimes at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Real quick, for the audience, how the tickets look like? Are there any left, man? Because I know it's a hot item.
It is a hot item. You know how San Antonio does. We'll wait a little bit until the last
0.4 seconds.
Like it's time right now for things to start heating up. But believe it or not, our early bird sale went really well. So people have been responding. Again, we're back by popular demand. So people know this show. They know the quality of this show. They know the purpose in which we do what we do. So they're there to support and help us really expand it. So we've decided this year to sit this show here because we had an opportunity to also travel. We wanted to make sure that we brought it and fine-tuned it and just before we actually go out on a national run. So tickets are doing great, but definitely get your ticket right now. Our VIP tickets are probably the ones that go the fastest. So go to the website, get your ticket, www.daniellegulley.com. We would love to see the entire city out. It is a production that's good for everybody. Everybody. So it doesn't matter if you go to church, if you don't go to church, if you're Black, if you're white, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian. It doesn't matter if you're young, old. It just doesn't matter. This show has a little bit of everything in it for everyone. The music is so diverse and eclectic. You're going to get just a little bit of everything, and you're going to walk away feeling inspired, and you're going to walk away feeling happy and ready for the holidays. So we want to see this entire city out, and I thank the city of San Antonio for supporting and being there and asking us to come back because we really appreciate that. And we want to just put on the best performance that we can.
Now, you mentioned tour. I have asked a question. When you see how this play has grown, do you see more cities being added to the list in the future?
We actually had to turn down a few cities this year just because of timing, and the production is so large. From a logistical standpoint, I would not jeopardize the quality or the production value to make that happen. If it's properly planned, absolutely. This is something that I've been desiring, not necessarily just for my career, even though it's a business and what I do, but it's ministry first for me. So to be able to spread this message of hope, of joy, of inspiration, of purpose across the country would be a tremendous blessing. But, I've been in this industry for a long time, and all it takes is one yes. So that's all we're waiting on, is one yes to say, okay, I want to be that person or that promoter or that investor to take this show national or international, because it is definitely that kind of show. So we're just waiting for that. And whenever that happens, we're going to be ready to go. We have such an amazing cast of people that's been a part of this production, headliners, celebrities, and locals. And this is definitely a show that the quality of this show, you won't find better on Broadway or anywhere else. This is a great show.
For people out there who may not make it to San Antonio, especially if they are not in Texas and they probably won't make it out, is there any visuals or any recordings that, if not has been placed for this time around, maybe in the future, like someone wants to watch on demand and buy a DVD or something? Is that something in the play in the future? Or
that's definitely in the future. It won't be for this one. But I can say this, people are traveling in from all over to come to this show this time.
That's what's up.
So we have people coming from Canada,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay.
All right, Danielle. All right.
From Virginia, from North Carolina, and California, that I know of, states that I know of that are traveling in to come and see this production. So if you want to see this production, you can always travel in. But in the future, absolutely, some of the things that we've been talking about is adapting this to film. So until we do that, of course, we want to kind of keep it a little close to the vest. We don't want it to get out there before it's time, but that's definitely something that we're looking forward to doing.
When you see how your brand, like I said earlier, is over the years has grown, more and more people are learning about it. And to your point, people beyond the state of Texas is starting to take notice of what your brand is doing. What is your vision? What do you hope you can grow this into? If you had something you can share with our audience.
Yeah, my vision for and my mandate, honestly, is to, and I said this before, and it's truly, truly what my call is, and that is to spread the gospel through the arts. And I don't mean cookie cutter small stuff. I mean motion pictures, major videography, sitcoms, films, children programming. As a writer-director, I see so many areas where we could be beneficial. And I don't mean to Bible thump people, but I really be able to create content that has meaning and has balance and is morally correct versus the alternative. We have enough of that, and that's fine. You're going to get your balances, but when you don't have enough balance in the other areas as well. And so I know that is the call on my life, and that is what I would prefer to do. And I would like to grow it. I have screenplays that I've already written and those that are still being birthed out of me now that are very, very much for the mainstream, but it has a great message. And I know that's my call. So I'm just sitting back, being patient, that's the only thing I can do, and just waiting for the opportunity to be able to, expand and grow what is already, inside of me.
Now, I don't want to spill the beans, but if you could tease maybe a possible opportunity in the future, are there other plays that are being development that you might want to pursue outside of Christmas time?
Oh, yeah. I have, I would love to go back and redo this show that I did called Why Good Girls Become Bad Boys. We were talking about putting that into a film version, and it's not what it sounds like. It's truly about, which is very relevant to this society that we're in, is how women take on more masculine personalities, behaviors than what they used to be in the past. Going into the workplace and being a boss, or being an entrepreneur, or being the head of household or the head of businesses. That comes with a type of personality and characteristic that you have to kind of sit your femininity a little bit to the side in order to propel yourself in these areas of business. So how do you switch, and then how do you switch back, into being this soft, feminine, elegant woman? And so that's what Why Good Girls Become Bad Boys is about. It's funny, but it's definitely a story that I think hits home for a lot of women that are in a position of power and influence. I have another production that I am working on now. It's called Before the Shackles. That one is a very entertaining and educational piece that really dives into the African American experience, who we were prior to slavery. So who were we before the shackles? Sometimes you have to break generational curses really by coming into direct contact with who you were created to be. And sometimes when you only can go as far as slavery, that's who you believe you are, and it's not. So Before the Shackles is, again, it's a very educational piece, and it's very creative and entertaining as well. So that's one piece that I'm working on. Then from a screenplay production, I've written this production called Bigger Than Love. And it's a story about this lady's infertility journey. And it is just an unbelievably funny yet serious movie that's about her journey and how her and her husband kind of triumphed, but the crazy ways that they did that. And the infertility is a topic that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's affecting our communities every single day.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Fred Hammond had a movie back in the day, a Christmas movie or something?
He did, yes.
Only reason I said that's because,
And we just worked on another project together as well. Yeah, he had, I can't remember the name of it. No, it wasn't Chris. Yeah, Christmas Who Needs It was the name of his film. It was a play and a film, actually.
So once again, listen on Refocused Radio, talking to our guest, Danielle Gulley. Go to her website, daniellegulley.com. Perpetualinnovations presents The King is coming Saturday, December 14th at Summit Church. Showtimes are at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets now, because if you wait too late, you might have to catch the next one. So once again, true honor having you back on the show. Last word for you. If you had anything you want to tell the city of San Antonio, what do you want to tell them?
Look, come out and support. It's going to be, bring your families and have a great time. Some of the headliners that we have in this show is Carl Anthony Payne from the sitcom The Martin Lawrence Show. He is unbelievable. He's playing the character of Santa Claus. Q Parker from the hit R&B group 112. He's playing Scrooge. And none other than the legendary Dorinda Clark-Cole from the Clark sisters is playing Spirit. This show is an all-out blast for the entire family. So if you own a business, bring all of your staff, bring all of your crew. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to come out, do that. If you're in the athletic field, bring everybody. If you have nonprofit organizations that you support, definitely you want to make sure that you come out and enjoy this night of entertainment, inspiration, and fun. And it's right here in San Antonio, from us, by us in San Antonio. So I would love your support. And yeah, just go visit the website. And I look forward to meeting all of you and seeing all of you at the show December 14th.
And it's a growing city, so I suggest you leave early, because all the construction. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to drive that route. So once again, like I always want to say, Danielle Gulley, thank you for your time.
Thank you.